Peacemaker's return wastes no time pulling the rug out from under us. By the end of the premiere, Chris is thrown into a fight with another version of himself, and it ends with that alternate Chris dead. It isn't a clean and deliberate choice, but it's messy. Because it was self-defense, it's
the show forcing Chris to confront
the one enemy he's never been able to get away from, which is himself. He's been trying to move on, trying to prove he's more than the violence that shaped him. Funny enough, he's been walking past the doors deep inside the quantum unfolding chamber countless times, but now he finally decides to open one, and what's on the other side changes everything. Through that doorway, Chris steps into a world where his father is still alive, his brother Keith is alive, and the three of them fight together as heroes. For Chris, it's the version of life he always wanted, but never got. A father who wasn't abusive, a brother who never died, and a family that actually works. The same people exist, but here they're connected by love instead of loss. And then here comes this version of Chris, alive in a world where his family actually loved him, calling him a monster and treating him like an imposter. In the end, the only way Chris walks away is by killing that version. And what makes this moment so heavy isn't just that Chris kills another version of himself, it's that he kills the only version of himself who actually had the life he wanted. A family that loved him, a brother who never died, a father who wasn't a monster, and the kind of relationship he yearns for. By ending that Chris, even by accident, he's left with a question that's impossible to shake. Is he doomed to destroy every version of himself, no matter the world? And if he ever had to explain it to them, how could he possibly tell Augie and Keith that their Chris is gone, and he's the one who killed him? That's the cycle the show is locking him into at the very start of Season 2. Even when he stumbles onto a second chance, it ends with blood on his hands. The DCU retcon and other Easter eggs. This premiere opens with one of the boldest moves James Gunn could make. He's literally rewriting his own show's ending. The Justice League cameo from Season 1 is gone. In its place, the Justice Gang steps in. Only Gardner and Hawkgirl get close-ups, but the message is clear. This is the new DCU. Even Peacemaker's Aquaman joke from Season 1 gets replaced with one about Guy Gardner. It's a small detail, but it makes the continuity reset feel complete. Gunn said this wasn't about erasing the past, it's about making Peacemaker fit inside the new DC universe he's building. The old continuity is out, and the new one is in, and this retcon makes that shift feel clean, right from the start. This is Gunn's way of saying, this is the world now, and it sets the stage for where DC is heading next. The Easter eggs don't stop there. When Peacemaker applies to join the Justice Gang, the interview itself takes place in an abandoned Crank Toys building, a nod to the Batman animated series where the brand was tied to the toy maker, and slipping out of the interview in tears is White Rabbit, a Gotham villain tied to the Wonderland gang. So with one quick cameo, the show casually drops Gotham's underworld into play. Then there's Maxwell Lord, played again by Sean Gunn. He bankrolls the Justice Gang here, just as he did in Superman. The episode doesn't dwell on him, but placing Lord in the mix connects Peacemaker directly to DC's biggest power players, and hints that this smiling benefactor may have more going on beneath the surface. Even the small details get attention. Guy Gardner's gold tooth is an Easter egg straight from the comics, showing off his cocky, brawler persona. It's quick, but it adds texture to a character who's supposed to rub people the wrong way. And then there's Chris's father's storage space, the doors that bend and twist through impossible angles. When Chris finally opens one, he finds the top trio, himself, Augie, and Keith living as superheroes in another universe. The name is another nod to the terrific trio from Batman Beyond. Their library of clippings fills in the world, with Gotham headlines that ground them in DC history. Those clippings hide some of the wildest Easter eggs of the episode. In this reality, the trio has defeated the Rainbow Creature, a bizarre villain born from a volcano in old Batman comics. They've also beaten Ultra Humanite, one of Superman's very first enemies, known for transferring his genius brain into the body of a gorilla. These aren't throwaway references, they make the alternate universe feel like a fully lived-in corner of DC's history. The alternate Keith even mentions Bloodhaven, the city long associated with Nightwing. It's a quick line, but it widens the map. So then we have Gotham, Bloodhaven, and of course Metropolis, all part of this rebooted DCU. And when the top trio bring up imps, it ties directly back to the fifth dimension tricksters we already saw teased in Superman. Even the background world building carries weight. A new kyphotic alien design shows up, tied to dangerous multiverse science. Argus worries these dimensional doors could cause a rift between realities. The same kind of disaster Lex Luthor nearly unleashed in Superman. And if that wasn't enough, the show throws in even more details for eagle-eyed viewers. Chris brags about defeating Kite Man, confirming one of Batman's strangest villains exists in this world. We meet Sasha Bordeaux, now an Argus agent, but known in the comics for her ties to Batman, Mr. Terrific, and Checkmate. And in the post-credit sting, We even get 30 Seconds to Mars, a tongue-in-cheek gag that doubles as a sly nod to Jared Leto's Joker. Even Peacemaker's passcode, 261011, is an Easter egg. It's a tribute to actor Robert Patrick and his motorcycle club, a small but personal Easter egg buried inside the show. And of course, we can't miss this. The dance sequence has changed. Season 1 had Wigwam's Do You Want to Taste It? But now it's Foxy Shazam's Oh Lord with brand new choreography. But do you prefer the old opener? Or do you like this new one better? Anyways, these Easter eggs made episode 1 fun to watch. Every now and then you get a reference, and when you put all of this together, episode 1 does more than set up a story. It lays out a map, from Gotham to Bloodaven, from the Justice Gang to Argus, from forgotten villains to cosmic tricksters. This is James Gunn, stitching Peacemaker directly into the fabric of the new DC universe. The 11th Street Kids are falling apart. Season 1 ended on a high note for the 11th Street Kids, but 6 months later, everything has taken a turn for the worse. This episode doesn't just throw Chris into chaos, it scatters the entire team. Adebayo, who exposed her own mother, Amanda Waller, and blew the whistle on Argus, can't even land a job now. She's reduced to a freelance security consultant while her marriage to Kia is collapsing in the background. Harcourt is in just as bad a place, if not worse. She's been shut out of intelligence work, branded unfit, even accused of toxic masculinity. The irony is obvious, but the weight is real. Amanda Waller still has the power to ruin her, and she's used it. And it's not just that she can't get work, she's putting herself in situations designed to hurt her. She picks a fight in a bar where she's outnumbered and gets beaten down. Earlier, we even see her punching the insides of her car. These aren't random bursts of anger, they're punishment, and a clear sign of how broken she's become. Economos at least has steady work with Argus, but even that comes with strings. His job now is to monitor Chris, a betrayal that pits him against his own friends. And then there's Adrian. Vigilante is somehow the most stable of them all, which is saying a lot. He's still working his restaurant gig, and he clearly misses the old gang. In this episode, we don't even see them together. No more than 2 characters share a scene at once. Peacemaker may be facing his own demons, but he's not the only one. Every member of the 11th Street Kids is paying the price for what they did last season. The hidden threat. While Chris is busy stumbling through alternate worlds, another danger is closing in, and this one is personal. Argus is now under the command of Rick Flag Sr., and his top priority isn't saving the world, it's taking down the man who killed his son. That makes it interesting because Peacemaker didn't just make enemies in Season 1, he made enemies in blood. Flag Sr. isn't coming after him as a boss or a bureaucrat, he's coming after him as a father. And with Argus resources at his back, that vendetta turns into a real threat. The doorway Chris opened in his father's storage unit sets off Argus sensors, and the energy it releases looks a lot like the rifts we've already seen in Superman's world. That gives Flag Sr. the perfect excuse to act. The only good thing is he doesn't know it's from Chris yet, but it's only a matter of time. Even Economos is caught in the middle. He spots Chris at the doorway, but instead of reporting it, he brings it to Adebayo, who says she'll ask about it. That choice says everything. His loyalty is split, and he knows whichever way he turns, he's betraying someone.